Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are doing well. I am Sushma. I am handling open elective subject for you, that is business organization. In business organization, we already started third chapter, that is public enterprises. So under public enterprises chapter, we already finished first concept, that is departmental undertaking. Next we go for further concept, that is government undertakings. So firstly, we need to know the meaning of government undertaking. So government undertaking is nothing but it is a company in which the central government holds not less than 51% of paid up share capital, or state government, or jointly by both. So here paid up share capital is nothing but the amount what the company has received after issuing the shares to the public is going to call as paid up share capital. So here in a government company, whether it may be a central government or it may be a state government or jointly by both the central and state government, minimum they have to invest 51% of paid up share capital. So maximum up to 100% they can invest in a company. So that is the meaning of government company. So the government company, firstly they have to register under a Companies Act of 2013. So after registering the Companies Act of 2013, it will going to enjoy, or it will has a separate legal entity power. So and the government company management is regulated, or it may be managed according to the provisions or rules and regulations of the Companies Act. What and all the rules and regulations are framed in a Companies Act, so in that form only the government company will going to manage. And the government companies, usually the government will going to contribute in those fields have a sick industries, are those fields where the private enterprises are not coming forward in order to invest the capital. So in that field only the government will going to contribute. So next we'll see the features of government companies. So under features of government companies we have some more points. We'll see one by one. Under that first point, separate legal entity. So the government company has a separate legal entity. Firstly, the government company will going to register. So after registering the government company, they will going to enjoy a legal entity. That is, here the government company they can frame their own rules and regulations in order to manage the business, and at the same time they can acquire, or they can purchase the properties, and they can dispose those property easily without the permission of the government. And in a government company they can also enter into a contract easily. And here in a government company, if any problems may arise, in the sense they can take a legal actions, they can sue to those person who are giving a problem to the company. So that is the first advantage, that is the first feature of the government company. And second one is appointment. So when it comes to appointment in a government company, so in government companies the appointment of staff or the hiring of employees will entirely based on the rules and regulations and the formalities of the Companies Act only. So here the government will not interfere to employ the employees in the organization, or in order to hire the employees or staff members in the organizations. So here the entirely the appointment process, or the entirely the employment process will be the rules and regulations of the Companies Act only. That is another feature of the government companies. And the next feature is ownership. So when it comes to your ownership of the government company, the majority control will be in the hands of government only. Why? Because here the majority of the share capital will be held by government only. So that's why here the majority of the control or majority of the power will be in the hands of government. And the balance share capital, where if private enterprises has invested, means they have some point of powers, but the majority of the control, the majority of the powers will be in the hands of government only. That is the third feature of government companies. And the next feature is formation of government company. When it comes to the formation of government company, the government company has to be registered under the Companies Act of 2013. And when in a government company's formation, it will be a simple and easy to form. In order to get registered, they have to fulfill some of the formalities. After fulfilling those formalities, they can easily get registered under the Companies Act of 2013. So after registering the Company Act of 2013, they can enjoy a separate legal entity. In the sense, they can easily enter into a contract, and they can be sued by any of the person, and at the same time they can acquire any of the properties, and they can dispose any of the property. So this is the formation of the government company. And next, coming to the next feature is financing, or in other words we can also call as capital. So in a government companies, the minimum of 51% of capital or minimum of 51% of finance will be contributed by government only. And if minimum, they have to be contribute 51%, maximum up to 100% the government can contribute. For example, ABC company is there. So in that that is government company, and in that company government will contribute up to 80% of share capital, and the balance 20% the government company can get a finance by issuing a shares to the public. Even after contributing the government, the balance amount they can get either through private enterprises or either through private investors, or they can also get the investment, or they can also get the finance by issuing the shares to the public. So that is another feature of the government company. And the next feature of government company is management. So when it comes to management, the government company management will be in the hands of the board of directors, but those board of directors will be appointed by the government only. Why? Because the majority of the holdings or the majority of the control will be in the hands of government only. For that sake only, the board of directors will be appointed by government. So while appointing the board of directors, they may go for choosing the persons like experts in the field of foreign collaborations and labors and technical experts. So those who are experts in this field, they go for appointing that persons. So main thing, the management of the government company will be in the hands of board of directors, and the board of directors will be appointed by the government only, or majority, not compulsory, but majority of the majority of the board of directors will be appointed by government only. For this, why? Because the majority of the control will be in the hands of government, for that sake. And the next feature of government company is administrative autonomy. So when it comes to administrative autonomy, so the administrative is entirely free from the external control and the interference of the government. So here the business is running according to the policies and the procedures of the Companies Act. Here the business organization will have their own policies and their own procedures, so they will going to follow those procedures and policies. So here the government interference and external control will be a minimum, so it will be a less when it compared to a departmental undertaking. So that is another feature of government undertaking. So these are all about the features of the government undertaking. So the next concept is advantages and disadvantages of the government companies. So we'll see the advantages of government companies. Under that, first advantage, first one, simple procedure of establishment. In order to establish a government company, there is no need of much of formalities. Here they have to fulfill some formalities in order to get registered. So only there is a few formalities to get a registered. So the formalities of establishing a government company is simple procedures. So that is first advantage of government company. And second one is efficient working on business line. Efficient working on business line. So the government company will be on the lines of business only. Why? Because the government company will establish, the government company are established or running not only for the purpose of providing service, they are also running for the purpose of earning profit also. And here they are working efficiently. Why? Because they are hiring a employees, a right person for the right job according to the rules and regulations of the Companies Act. So that's why the company is in the working efficiently in business lines. That is second advantage. And third one is efficient management. So the management, so here the management is in the hands of board of directors, and here the board of directors we are hiring who are experts in the foreign collaborations and who are experts in the labor and who are experts in technical experts. So we are hiring experts, board of directors. For that sake, we are managing our company in an efficient in an efficient manner. So that is third advantage of government undertakings. And the last advantage of government undertaking is healthy competition. So that government undertaking giving a good fight, or they are providing or they are giving a healthy competition to the private enterprises. They are providing, they are puts check on exploitation behavior of private concerns. So it is another advantage of government company. And next we'll see the disadvantages of government company. So under disadvantages of government company, first one is a lack of initiative. So in government companies, only the government will come forward to invest in a government company. The private investors who are those who are not interested to invest, those who are not ready to invest in a sick industries, so the government only come forward to invest in a government companies. So that is the first disadvantages. And second one is a lack of business experience. We are saying that so in advantages we saw that it is free from external interference and all those things, but in practical the government will definitely interfere while appointing directors. Majority of the directors will going to appoint by government only. So by appointing by government means they will going to appoint by civil servants, right? So those persons who are not experts, those persons who don't have any knowledge about the business or any knowledge about those fields, if they appoint means we face a lot of problems. We have to train them first and then we go for managing the organizations. So it will be a disadvantage to the organization. And next one is change in policies and management. So departmental undertaking is under the control of government. Why? Because the majority of the shares is in the hands of government. But the government will not be the same as a longer period. Why? Because when it comes to elections, sometimes BJP will be in the government, sometimes Congress, sometimes JDS. So at the time when it, the BJP will frame some of the policies, but when it comes to a JDS in a government, they will going to change those rules and regulations, those policies. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತೆ ಆ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೈಕ್ ದೇ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಿ ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಅವರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ government companies. So these are all about the advantages and disadvantages of the government companies. Next we'll see the drawbacks of departmental next we'll see the drawbacks of government companies. So some of the drawbacks of government companies, and at that first point, it would not be able to capitalize on new opportunities. So usually in a government company, they can't expect much of capital from the private enterprises. Only the government will going to invest in a sick industries, right? So that is a drawback of government company. And second one is government companies are free from parliamentary scrutiny, budget and audits, etc. If we are free from parliament scrutiny, budget and audits means the organization will manage in as their own way. ಲೈಕ್ ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆನ್ಸರಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ವೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ವೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಲೈಕ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆನ್ಸರಬಲ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಡಿಟರ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೇ ಓನ್ ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಬಂದು ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಆ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅನದರ್ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ who run the company are paid a fixed salary. The employees will work for salary only for the purpose of salary. They won't give heart and soul to an organization in order to build a company. So that is another drawback. And next, since employee enjoy job scrutiny, there is no serious attempt to increase the efficiency of operation. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಜಾಬ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ದೇ ವೋಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ಜಾಬ್ ಇದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಅವ್ರು ಎಫಿಷಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅವ್ರ ಓನ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅನದರ್ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, there is no incentive for individual interest and initiative. If anyone take an initiative or anyone were giving their heart and soul means they won't get much of they won't get extra incentives. They only get fixed amount of salary. For that sake only the employees who are working in the organization won't give their heart and soul in order to run an organization. And the next one is it cannot modify its business or change its policies and practices according to the changes in the environment. So in government companies, if they need to make any changes means firstly they have to get the permission from the government. Why? Because the entire control in the hands of government. So after ಸೊ ಈಗ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೈಕ್ ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೀಮ್ ಬಂದು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ಆಗ ತುಂಬ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅನದರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. And next one is lack of autonomy. It is a serious drawback of government companies. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅನದರ್ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ drawbacks of the government company. Next we'll see the examples of government company. So here first example is Coal Indian Limited. So here the Coal Indian Limited is an Indian state controlled coal mining company. So this Coal Indian Limited headquarters is in Kolkata, that is West Bengal in India. So here the Union Government of India owns 90% of shares in Coal India Limited and controls the operation of CIL through the Ministry of Coal. So ಈ Coal India Limited ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 90% ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಲೈಕ್ 90% ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 50% ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ is investing in this Coal India Limited. So it is a first example of government companies. And let's see some more examples of government companies. So under crude oil, the Indian Oil, HP, and Oil India Limited. So these are all the government companies under crude oil. And when it comes to telecommunication, BSNL is the only one company that is under the control of government, that is the government company. And next, when it comes to a gas, GAIL and GSPC Gas and ONGC is the companies of the government companies. And when it comes to our railways, the Indian railways are the government companies, the example of government companies. And when it comes to banks, means SIDBI and IDBI Bank and State Bank of India, Bank of India. So these banks are government companies. Why we are calling these companies as government companies means minimum they are investing 51% of shares by the government. So that's why we are calling it as government companies. So these are all about the concept of government company. If you people have any doubts, please contact me. I will clarify you. And you people have to maintain the notes. And that's all for the today's class. And in next class, we're going to see the next concept, that is public corporation. Thank you. Have a nice day.